Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you had a really great day trading today. So today was Tuesday, July 9th, and does anyone out there miss volume at all? Today we had another low volume day, and in SPY we did open with a small gap up. We actually gapped up over previous all-time highs from the day before. And then from there, we did trade sideways for the entire day. Very flat. Right here, you could see we did get a little pop up. And if you were looking down here at Stupid Willie, you could see that rejection at the signal line, which did keep us pretty flat for the day. We did see that 35 EMA come up and almost meet back up with price. So we did consolidate back over to the 35 EMA, and now it is just underneath us. And SPY did close up 0.1%. VIX also closed up 1.13%. We've been seeing VIX creep up almost every day as we head into CPI on Thursday and PPI on Friday. And we did stay completely within the implied move. So we did stay within that small 0.46% range that options did say we would stay in. So switching over to QQQ, we did also open with a gap up here. We did make fresh new all-time highs, and then we did come back down to fill that gap. Almost met back up with that 35 EMA, and here we also did trade pretty flat. A little more down in QQQ from where we opened to where we closed was down a little more than 0.25%, and we did close down 0.09%. VXN also closed down pretty much flat, 0.06%, and we did stay completely within the implied move here. And SPX, same gap up. We opened to make fresh new all-time highs, and then we came back down into that gap, tried to swing up. Could see that rejection right here at the signal line, and we did come back down to close green. We definitely still have an open gap here. Also in SPY, I didn't point it out, but this gap did not get closed, which could be a support going into tomorrow. And we almost met back up with that 35 EMA. So after that really big move where we traded high above the 35 EMA, we did consolidate pretty much back to it, and we closed up 0.07%, so pretty flat. VIX up 1.13%, and we did trade completely within the implied move. All right, and then IWM. IWM did open today with a small gap down. We gapped down to the 35 EMA, into that gap that we made the previous day, and then from there we dropped, filled that gap completely right here, so that is closed. We came down to that 30-minute 200 moving average, down to the bottom of the implied move. And then right here, we did get pulled back up for a technical bounce at that 30-minute 200 moving average. A lot of times when we close a gap like that, that will be a level that swings us back up. And we did come back up to the 35 EMA. And then got pulled back down to close between these two levels. So we do now have a neutral close. We did attempt to, still trying to get some momentum to get a swing up. We have been trading sideways here, and zooming out a little bit, can see maybe a sort of triangle forming right here. Maybe not the cleanest one, but right here and right here. So it'll be interesting to see which way IWM breaks. And either way, it looks like we may see something in the next day or two as far as direction goes, because we have been trading pretty sideways here as we try and break out. So IWM did close down 0.44%. VX closed up 1.87%. And we did stay completely within the implied move here. So in all four, SPY, QQQ, SPX, and IWM, we stayed within the implied move for the day. All right, tomorrow we do have another day of Fed Chair Powell speaking. Today, the takeaway from his testimony to the House was that he is not in a rush to lower rates. So we do get another day of that, as well as CPI on Thursday and PPI on Friday. All right, so let's go check out tomorrow's levels. Alright guys, so before we head into tomorrow's trading ranges, if you find these videos useful, if they help you to choose better strikes and take better trades, and if you love that I break it down every night, then please make sure to give this video a like. And also don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you always get notified when I do post a new video, even when it's a little late like tonight. Alright, so starting in SPY, tomorrow's implied move is between 553 and 559, and that is from options. And the 30-day average volatility is between 550 and 560. And then Thursday's implied move for CPI is between 551 and 561. And to the upside, we do have all-time highs. Those were made today, and let me make sure it's updated. Okay, new all-time highs are 557.18, and those were made here today. And if we do get above that, the top of the implied move is at 559. And for CPI, the top of the implied move is 561. And then the 30-day average volatility also around 561. To the downside, we do have the 35 EMA just underneath us, and we are kind of squeezing between these two levels. And I wouldn't really say squeezing because this all-time high level keeps moving up, but we are staying above the 35 EMA. Definitely keep an eye on volume. If volume stays low, then this 35 EMA definitely can be a support. Also keep an eye down here on Stupid Willie, or if you prefer RSI, right here, switching over to RSI, you could see that we do have that bearish divergence. And in Stupid Willie, that is seen as trading underneath the red signal line right here. So not a difficult trading range. That 30-minute 200 moving average is underneath us for the next 2 days with that momentum still up. So if we do pull back, that would likely be max pain, at least for a relief bounce until that 35 EMA catches up. And then switching over to QQQ, the implied move over here is between 494 and 501. That is from options. The 30-day average, quite a bit wider, 490 to 506. Tomorrow's trading range is still pretty small, about 0.67%. And then for Thursday CPI, the implied move is between 492 and 503. And then to the upside, we do have the all-time highs that we did make today. I did forget to mention in the first half of the video, we did tap 500 today for the first time in QQQ. So that also was a psychological level, and we did get pushed back down from that today, back down to the 35 EMA. And above that, 501, top of the implied move. Thursday's top of the implied move is at 503. This is for CPI. And then underneath us, we do have the 35 EMA, and extended out, that goes through the bottom of the implied move for tomorrow. And if we do break that, 494, and then 492 is the bottom of the implied move for Thursday. Just underneath that, we do have this up gap from last Friday. This was the day before 4th of July, was that half day. Then we gapped up to open Friday. So that's the 4th of July gap right here. And underneath all of that, we do have the 30-minute 200 moving average. You can see it was support right here when we touched down last time. Momentum is still positive on that moving average. Definitely should be on your radar if we do drop. And then switching over to SPX, the implied move over here is between 55.55 and 5600. And that is from options. Pretty small implied move for tomorrow, just 0.37%. So it definitely could be a painful low volume day again tomorrow, unless Jerome Powell says something crazy. And then the 30-day average volatility, 55.20 to 56.30. And the implied move for CPI on Thursday is between 55.35 and 56.20. And to the upside, we do have all-time highs. We did make these today. We've basically been making new all-time highs for the entire month of July so far. Every day, a fresh new all-time high. And then Above that, 5,600 is the top of the implied move for tomorrow. Again, not a very big trading range, so if we do make new all-time highs, I would expect a small pullback from there as we head into CPI. Top of the implied move for Thursday's contract, 5,620. And if we do find ourselves towards the top of the implied move for tomorrow, then this 5,620, 5,630 definitely looks attractive for the next day for CPI. Underneath us, we have the 35 EMA and 55.55 as the bottom of the implied move. If we do break that, 55.35 is the bottom of the implied move for Thursday for CPI, and we see that 30-minute 200 moving average creeping into the bottom of the trading range for tomorrow. If we do drop to it on Thursday, the momentum here is still bullish. So even if lower than that is in the cards for the near future, I would expect maybe a little consolidation there if we do drop to that level. Keep an eye over here on Stupid Willie. We did get a rejection at the signal line right here. So strength is definitely falling. So if we do break this 35 EMA, then this 30-minute 200 moving average definitely needs to at least be on your radar. And IWM, the implied move over here is between 199 and 203, and that is from options. And the implied move on Thursday's contract for CPI, 198 to 205. No 30-day average volatility here because it basically lines right up with the implied move for tomorrow, so 199 to 203. And then to the upside, we have the 35 EMA. On Monday, we did trade completely above that level when we gapped up. Today, we did sink back into that gap, and we did end up closing underneath the 35 EMA. And then if we do get above that level, then 203 is the top of the implied move. Maybe watch around the 202 level, as we have seen that as resistance. So right here, right here, right here, we have seen that level push us down a little bit. So 202 and then 203 is the top of the implied move. 205 is the top of the implied move for Thursday. Underneath us, the 30-minute 200 moving average. We have been fighting to stay above that level. You can see right here, ever since we got that bullish cross up, we did see support right here and right here at that level, and then again today. So definitely a critical level to hold if we are going to see higher in the near future. And also perhaps adding these lines right here, we do have higher highs right here. We've been seeing higher highs lately, so that is just underneath that 30-minute 200 moving average. If this does break, then we may see potentially lower. But these higher lows right here could team up with that 30-minute 200 moving average and give us a little boost back above that 35 EMA for another try to swing higher. And then on the upside here, we do have right here. So at the very top of the implied move, we do have that where we've seen lower highs. So we'll see which way that breaks. There you have it, guys. The next 2 days is trading ranges. Have fun, trade safe, make sure you take profits when you're up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night.